Sea spray.
Hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having the sea spray and beachcomber, but I'm not ever going to pay that price just for those two. Oh, Matt, did you see the J. Jonah Jameson, the classic one, the Spider-Man one?
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end up owning that
Yeah.
some way or
Yeah.
another.
I'll try Amazon because it sold out on Pulse like pretty quick.
I pre-ordered it
yeah,
through
well-
somebody, Big Bad or somebody.
Yeah, that's what I did because, but it was literally, I think I got the email at like 12 something, and I went on lunch at 12:30, and it was already sold out. Oh, are you getting the Larry Hammond G.I. Joe there, Brian?
No. I mean, Larry Hama is an integral part of G.I. Joe. But,
Yeah.
like, I don't see a point in the figure.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob. Hey, people in the chat, just hopefully you're there. Hopefully we're there. But remember, no politics tonight.
Yep.
Take it to DM.
We can't. They're busy counting.
Oh, something I wanted to do for our live folks, just to give them a shot for anybody else. When I was at Target today on my lunch break, I was looking for figures, of course, and they restocked the NECA section, and I picked up 2 metalheads.
I'll take it.
So if
I need
anybody,
one. I need one.
okay, never mind. Then I didn't realize y'all. Yeah, because I picked him up. I picked one up for John because I remember John saying he needed one, but then he told me he already had one. I didn't realize y'all. Yeah, I got 2. That's no problem.
I can't find, like, apparently I guess people clear them out in the daytime because I've never seen turtles at any Target I've been at.
Yeah, that's the first time I recall seeing one like,
How much is it?
with tax it was like 30, right at 34,
Sweet.
33 and change.
How much did I send you for
Yeah, 'cause
how much did I send you for the Ostriker?
Well, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I paid you
did?
immediately the night that you called me about it.
Oh my God, I don't. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to look at that. I didn't even think about that, Brian. I am so sorry. It didn't even occur to me that you'd already paid
Let me double check. I'm making sure.
Because I thought,
Pretty sure.
yeah. Let me know because I completely forgot about that part. I was so concerned about getting it. You didn't need it because you had 3.
$27, October 9th.
Okay, all right.
So $7 plus shipping.
Yeah.
That's why I texted you about when you texted me about the thing. Like, hey, did you return that?
Oh yeah, because I was thinking like you suddenly needed it, like maybe a part was missing off of yours or a wheel. Or
Oh,
something.
I get no.
Like you found you needed it for something else, or a part was missing, or something like that.
Yeah, here's my note. Gift sent. I hope that the swelling goes down. We love you and are thinking of you.
Okay, all right. So again, I apologize. I did not mean to keep the money, Brian.
No, you
it
didn't, because now
it-
I'm getting a metalhead out of it.
Yeah.
Just yeah,
But,
sweet.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I figured somebody would need them as hard as that NECA stuff is. What John's been saying the last couple of weeks about that NECA stuff.
And Metalhead, he can be my only turtle if.
Yeah, and he's fine. He's fine for that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I don't have any more connection to the turtles because my favorite turtle figure is so random. It'll be like it'll never get made.
Which one?
Venus de Milo.
The Tiger Spirit, the Tiger Spirit armor shredder.
Oh,
The one that doesn't pose, that barely even moves, but it looks really good.
I don't remember that one, but I'm sure if I saw a picture of it,
I just
would.
assumed it'd be Venus de Milo.
No, let's not
She's
talk about
a
next
good
mutation.
turtle.
Well, I think you were. I never watched. The only time I watched Next Mutation was when they crossed over with In Space.
Yeah. not a great episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause for some
The
reason,
fight scene was okay though.
yeah, for some reason I thought no, Lost Galaxy isn't right. The suits don't seem right.
No,
Hey,
those
Chris.
suits don't seem right.
You're muted, by the way, Chris.
We're all muted.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I found one.
I
on
feel like
eBay.
Don, it took me until now to let me do anything.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Don.
Hey, I'm putting the link to that turtle figure in the Discord diecast so you can see what it looks like.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
one of
but
those.
that's my favorite. I was lucky I got two, one on card and one loose for display. But yeah, that's my favorite. It barely moves in the armor, and even then, there's almost no articulation on the figure at all. But it just looks really nice.
Oh, Don, yeah, that looks sweet. It looks like dark. It looks like Age of Extinction Grimlock.
I can see that. I can see. And I never thought about that, but yeah, I can see it now. But yeah, that's the only turtle figure. No, other than I do have the recent Usagi Yojimbo from the 2012 Turtles because that's just a good-looking figure.
I don't remember that Shredder at all.
Well, it was from
very,
the. It was,
very, very late line.
yeah, it's very. They all four turtles had like. This is what led to that funky Japanese version with them having the magical armor, kind of like a Ronin Warriors kind of thing.
Hey, Chris,
Oh,
did
yeah, I don't remember that series at all. Wow.
did you happen to take advantage? I don't want to spoil anything, but did you happen to take advantage of any auctions from our favorite eBay seller in New York by chance?
Huh?
Okay, that's a no.
That's kind of awesome. I like that whole set, Don.
I have had enough stuff come in from like Amazon and Entertainment Earth and everything. I haven't even been looking at eBay really
Gotcha.
the last couple weeks.
They're almost like Transformers because they
Transform.
turn into the animals.
Well, if they transform, if it was transformer, it would convert. Wouldn't transform.
Yeah, so these toys were from around 1995, 96 or so, because the Japanese version Don mentioned was they made their own cartoon for that, and that was the last Ninja Turtles thing to air in Japan in the 90s, as far as I can remember at all. And the reason I remember that is because specifically the anecdote has come up that the last episode of that was in the same time slot that Evangelion would take starting the next week. So you have all those poor 6-year-olds who were watching Ninja Turtles for 6 months or a year come back to that time slot a week later and just like everything's wrong.
Get out of the sewer, Tinchy, or whatever his name is. I've never watched. All I've ever seen is Evangelion is the finale, and that was enough for me.
See, it's always so funny. Like, I consider myself a big Turtles fan, but I'm not like.
Oh yeah, you're totally not.
Who is your favorite artist on the Archie run?
I don't know.
Did you know there was an Archie run?
No.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't they cross over with Sonic?
I don't know, Don.
I think
No,
there's
I believe that was 2 different eras.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then, like, I know He-Man. I grew up with He-Man. I remember watching He-Man, but I
Oh,
did
dude,
not
I'm sorry to give you
remember
sorry to give you so much grief over that sword, but
the
I
two
had to.
swords. And the funny
Even I
thing is,
know
I
that.
bought
I didn't
both.
get into He-Man until I was an adult.
No, it's weird. I've got some of the 2000X He-Man figures.
yeah,
I got the I've got the Ice Armor He-Man, Tila, Evil Lyn, Roboto, and Cyclone is the ones I have left.
I got rid of most of mine.
But they look. I like that design. The Ice Armor
don't.
He-Man is a really nice.
I think I still have Trap Jaw because he's like my favorite character.
They have a trap jaw in the.
Oh, I'll have it Friday. I have it Saturday.
I couldn't. By the time I heard about it, it was sold out.
Yeah, it'll be here Saturday.
and I want the Scare Glow, but that's sold out. Well, and Amazon canceled my order.
Yeah.
Like they did
We'll
everybody.
be able to get it though.
You think?
Yeah.
Because every time I go to my Walmart, all they have is He-Man and Skeletors. They have none
Boy,
of
so
the
it's
other
the
characters.
He-Man line.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Chris.
Oh. I was hoping, given what you were,
that's why.
or
That's
that
why.
it might have actually had that in progress.
Yeah.
Well, it can't be too much longer.
Nope.
And I'll stop. I'll stop talking in vague terms about things now because I'm gonna focus on toys that I actually have.
Donald, I think this is what you're talking about.
You know, one thing I've noticed getting Transformers in the last, say, like 2 months, they have very much cut down the number of the plastic straps that hold
Yep.
the toys in place.
This is true.
On a lot of, not everything, but like a lot of stuff, you will have one or maybe two.
Oh, the
Wait till
Batman
Kingdom.
figures.
No, the Kingdom ones are still going to have those because something's got to hold them down to those cardboard backings, and like they tried those rolled paper ties for a little while, but they seem to have given up on those. I think because like getting the machine to actually work with them was more difficult, and they were causing like paint damage on surfaces where they were attached across. So, like, it reduced the plastic mass in the packaging, but it was kind of bad for the whole system otherwise.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, I didn't really mind those that much because, like, they were pretty easy to cut through.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't have a pair of scissors handy, it wasn't that hard to just untie them.
I just don't like the ones that, like the Spawn figures used to use where it was the metal with the plastic around it.
Like a
Oh,
twist
yeah,
tie.
yeah.
They were terrible.
Yeah, I actually, since that went out of style, I actually kept a sample of that.
Yeah.
I think Diamond Select used to use those. too.
Transformers
Oh.
just use those.
Yeah, Hasbro, that's why I have one here. I'm sure this came off of a Transformers package at some
Oh
point.
wow, that's the worst tie ever.
Yeah, they can be.
Hey, well, what's
They're-
the
they're annoying.
I didn't
Those
see
are the
Chris-
ones with the little plastic that I took that they used to use with little black plastic bars, and I made a 1/6 set of samurai armor out of
Wow.
just because I got enough. I got enough figures for one Christmas in I think it was mostly Action Man stuff that I just gathered all of that up and put made a set of samurai armor to go over the Cobra Red Ninja uniform.
Cool.
I'll have to see if that's still here and get a photo of it sometime. Sorry to interrupt, Don.
Oh no, fine. I just didn't see what Chris had held up. I was trying to switch back to this window, and it was.
No, I just I still have one of those twist ties like Diecast was describing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I held it up a couple times just to make sure, but I know you have issues with your computer because you need a new computer.
He'll see it in a couple minutes.
No, I've already seen it. I just didn't.
He'll react to it in a couple minutes. Sorry, Don. Don, we love you. That's why we make jokes.
Don. We love you.
If you think about how much I make jokes about you versus how much I make jokes about Diecast, like that should kind of indicate.
Oh,
So as long as you razz me less than Diecast, you love me.
No, if I res you more than Diecast. If I res you the amount of Diecast, that means I just don't care enough to even try.
Oh, okay.
That's wonderful. Hey, so you remember that Soki that I was betting on last week?
Yeah.
That
How much did it go for?
I was outbid by 3 cents, and I'm glad I was.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Okay, you're glad you were. So how bad did it get?
$200.03.
I mean, yeah, no, you're glad you got out.
Yeah.
I absolutely understand like the desire to have that as part of a collection, especially of like weird ephemera like you are kind of getting into.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
for that weird amount.
$200 for a shampoo bottle.
Yeah.
With the shampoo in it, mind you, but
Yeah.
still. I don't know if 37-year-old shampoo is really.
Yeah.
Well, it's gotta be better than 30-year-old Power Rangers pasta.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. I was gonna say like Power Rangers Pasta can't be 30 years old, but it can be close actually. I didn't need to have that thought in my head.
27.
So yeah, like I said, they're reducing the amount of those plastic straps, but they are making the bubbles grab onto the things inside the bubbles a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that called? Vacuum?
Yeah, this is
vacuform.
vacuform.
Yeah.
Vacuform.
And you can do that. I saw it was a Kickstarter or something where they made a machine that would just do that you could put on your desk.
Mouse spine.
Oh, that's nothing. In the 90s, they sold that as a toy.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually called vacuformers. So it was a kit that was the vacuform machine. You could get the plastic sheets, and it came with molds, but like presumably you could just put in whatever you have that you wanted to like make a casting of.
Cool.
And it would work the same way.
Well, no wonder. Wonder it was
literally it was called vacuformers. That was the brand name.
I was shocked when I saw the thing, but it was only like a couple $100 for like what I would think would be way more expensive. So, okay, that makes sense. Less impressed with it.
Yeah, I've had the weirdest time. I don't know what inspired it, but a week or so ago, I just remembered the Hot Wheels toy trains. From like I had ate a bunch of when I was little. I was remarking on Twitter that like for a 3 to 5 year old, they're a terrible toy because like the train tracks were all plastic single pieces and they click together with a set of interlocking tabs. And boy, did those tabs like to break off if you didn't put the tracks together and take them apart just right. Okay, I cannot get this thing out of here. I'm about to get the knife and do some surgery.
Well, speaking though of the Hot Wheels trains, I noticed at Walmart now they have Tomika.
Tomika has been a brand in the U.S. for a while, although ironically, I first learned that by seeing it at Ollie's.
Me too. It's only Ollie's is the only place I've come across them.
No, Toys R Us used to carry it.
That's probably where Ollie's
Toys
got
R
it.
Us. Yeah, although Ollie's did have it before Toys R Us closed down. But that doesn't mean they didn't get it from Toys R Us because Ollie's also had like a bunch of the Mega Bloks stuff from the sadly failed licensed series, which all happened
yeah.
Sadly, I never saw any extra Star Trek bridge sets there because like I totally would have gotten some extras to try to make a mostly complete bridge.
I think that's where I got my bridge set from.
That is
Well,
where
I mean,
got
I'm
my
not saying like they never showed
Yeah.
up there, but none of the ones I had access to ever. Like I remember I saw their the little minifigure sets, a couple of those, and they might have had a transporter once, but like there's limited need for more than one transporter kit.
Of course, I'm thankful that they did do a Guardian of Forever set. So, I'm glad they were able to get that out.
Yeah, since it turned out they only had the one chance to do any of that.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite, pretty much my favorite episode of, second favorite episode of Star Trek in general. So, yeah, so it's just awesome that.
I guess your first is You Can Live With It.
Oh yeah, Pale Moonlight. then I don't know, like just generally DS9 season 5.
Oh, DS9 season 5 is really good.
Yeah, just like just say season 5 in general. That's like my third favorite.
DS9 is kind of hard to pin down though because like unlike Next Generation, DS9 actually did just increasingly consistently get better through its entire run.
Yeah.
Next Generation peaked between the second half of season 4 and the first half of season 5.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that the other episodes in those two seasons were not great, but it felt like it was the strongest between those 2 points.
You know, that's kind of similar to Babylon 5.
Yes,
But
but
I
for
mean-
a completely different reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, you know, because of their 5-year story, you know, the plan for this 5-year story
Yeah, the 5-year
arc.
mission.
Their 5-year mission.
Yeah. But I mean, the first season. I mean, I've got a friend. I'm trying to get him interested in Babylon 5. He's just having trouble getting through the first season. It's a slog. I believe me. I understand the first season of Next Generation is not Shakespeare.
Neither
But-
is Babylon 5.
Yeah, but I mean,
But when you watch it in the original Klingon, that helps.
or the original Minbari.
Yes, well, the Minbari say localization is a three-edged sword.
What the?
Oh, Sean, that grimace. That's awesome.
What's that? What's that supposed to be?
Oh,
I can't tell what it was or it is.
what, in the Discord?
Yeah.
So that is a picture of what looks like a Target shelf
Yeah.
with an empty fast track box hanging on the pegs.
Oh, okay. Okay. I couldn't. Okay, I see it now. I was
But
trying
it's
to
on
figure out.
sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I've been checking my Target religiously, and they haven't gotten anything. The sign is up. They ain't got nothing.
Spoiler, since I've been talking about it on Twitter anyway, some of my Target fast tracks I pre-ordered in February started coming in.
Sweet.
And they got, so besides the sale price I got them for on the pre-order, they also got reduced further because they were on sale the week they got fulfilled.
Wow.
That's good.
Yes, $13 and change each fast tracks.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think of Fast Track? Well, I guess we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little while. I'm sorry to say I have a small pile of things on a tray next to me.
So you've got a pile of loot.
I have only touched it like once since getting out of the package, and I don't know where this piece goes in robot mode. I put it on the back shoulder.
I mean, you could just stick it in a hand.
Well, so
It's it's a knife.
I have the guns can sit on the shoulders.
Shoulders, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Or, you could plug that knife into any one of those ports also. I don't think it has like a specific home for storage in robot mode. Now, mind you, I only got most of these in today, so I haven't had like a ton of time to actually mess with them because, things and stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not like a proper specific place to put that. Although I do notice there is the little holes there between the tip and the base. That might fit on the Titan Master foot pegs that are on the. That could work. The angle's kind of bad. Or actually, no, I think I figured it out. So rather than that, on the other side, there's a shallow 5mm socket, which you can just yeah. So that's probably the intended storage solution. Just like stick it on the back of an arm or something.
That's just what I did.
Yeah. Not the most elegant solution, and I do think there is something to this like 3mm ish looking hole on either side, but for now I can't find a way to actually leverage that. But I'll come back to that problem at another time.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will completely forget about it, which is my way.
Yeah, me too.
So we talked about the staff mode that was discovered a while back for Black Orichi.
Mm-hmm.
So are we still thinking there may be a Black Zarek repaint for?
There is not a
like
Black
they-
Zarek repaint plan.
Whoever thought that there was a Black Zarek repaint?
Well, I'm just wondering if it'd be like that Grand Max that if we get so many pre-orders, we'll do
Well,
it. I'm just
Entirely up to Takara whether they want to do it or not.
Yeah,
I could see that happening eventually, but
like,
not this year.
But the Black Orichi isn't going to be the thing that's there to hint that it's coming. I mean, that would either be a trailing thing because they already did Black Zarak, or I mean,
well, it would be a kind of roundabout way to get people to start talking about it, and subtly.
I think as soon as there was a Scorponok, the first thing people thought was Black Xerac.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just like we thought we'd get a yellow Devastator out of the Titans Return.
Orange.
Orange.
Well,
Orange.
We
orange.
thought yellow. We hoped for orange.
I mean, yes, I sadly admit yellow was probably the more likely outcome of that were it to have happened.
I would have preferred both. That way I could mix and match
Yeah.
and make a Diet clone.
Fair enough.
Diaclone would be great.
Yeah, thinking about it, if FunPub was still in business, it'd be kind of weird because the price of an orange Combiner Wars Devastator for BotCon would probably, I would think, run about the same price as a regular box set.
No, it'd be more.
No, yeah, so it would end up being, I think G2 Devastator through FunPub would be like year-long subscription set thing, which would all come out at once between November and December of the given year. And yes, the subscription cost for that would come to probably $1,100 or $1,200.
Yeah. See, I was just thinking if retail on him was $150, give or take, and adjust that a little bit for inflation, but you're doing a straight rerun and then just a reprint of the box, and the average box concept was what? Again, they all blur after a while. Say 300.
But that wasn't
Six
FunPub's
figures.
That wasn't their business model, though.
No.
I know. I'm just saying it seems like something they would do as it's easy for Hasbro to rerun it, change the box a little bit. And that just seems like that would be an interesting thing. They might if they were still in business. But again, it's all if Hoppy Toads had wings, they wouldn't bust their butt. Something like that.
The other thing to consider too is just the ever-present question of scale production in this case. BotCon set or subscription set's going to be numbered in the low thousands of units. By thousands, I mean 2 or less, and that's being pretty generous.
Oh, I mean, with Grand Max being 2 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I'd say it'd be less.
Yeah, that's like a bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like on one level, I'm kind of surprised Takara was able/willing to go through with Grand Maximus for as few as 2,000 units. Like, I would have thought their base number would have probably been double that.
Probably.
But, like I observed at the time, like, the way they did that and the numbers they presented in the course of doing that was very informative for us for trying to, get a picture from the outside of how things actually work on that level.
Okay, I'm going to take another quick drink of my caffeine here because I definitely need it.
Yes, the more I talk, the more people tend to drop off.
Is anybody else getting heavy breathing noises from someone?
Done.
Is it me? I swear I'm trying not to breathe that much.
Are you holding your breath, Don?
And counting the minutes. No, not
I hear
particularly.
something
No,
snapping.
That's me. I'm
that's
sorry.
not. That's not me.
That's me. I apologize.
I am not touching anything except my mouse.
We good to go?
Oh, it's time. Okay, cool.
Sure.
Let's start here.
Time flies.
Time here.
$6.99.
3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron. I'm Brian Kilby. And this episode can be yours for just $6.99 plus tax and shipping and handling.
Damn.
Yeah. Actually, what in Transformers would have been $6.99? That's like close to basic
Beast
price.
Wars Basics.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, Armada Mini Cons were $6.99. Beast Wars Basics were $4.99 and $5.99.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I remember.
Thank you, XV's entirely useless memory.
I remember buying basics at my local grocery store. Not even like a big chain. That's where I got my Quick Strike from. Was like Winn-Dixie.
So it's not Transformers, but I remember in 1991 or 2, whichever year Secret of the Ooze came out, it was not Toys R Us or Kmart that I found the movie figures at. It was Aldi in Chicagoland.
Yeah.
Huh.
That always stuck with me because it just seemed like such an out of place place to find those toys. It was like the whole assortment of them too.
Yep,
So
that's Chris.
Yeah.
Here's
Hi.
Don.
Hello.
Go ahead, Don. I was introing
said,
you.
hey.
You wanted to say something.
No, I was saying hey, and I was going to want to remute. Mute.
Remoot.
remoot.
You heard Rob a second ago. Also,
Hello.
Also Matt. Diecast.
He's waving.
Diecast with his power sword, half.
Hey.
Sorry, that's something on Twitter this weekend. I was giving him grief. John.
Yo.
I think that's it. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Hey, it's
The Professor and Marianne.
yeah, here on Gilligan's Isle. Episode 699. What are we doing for 700? Nothing in particular. Yeah.
When is there ever?
We really should do something.
I mean, when's the last time we had like an actual event kind of thing at a momentous date or number? Like the 21st anniversary of the podcast came and went a couple weeks ago, and we didn't really do anything about that except complain how old we all are.
We did something for the 20th anniversary?
I'm sure you at least tried to.
Yeah. That's true. We'll do something. Nothing else, we'll just I don't know. Maybe do a retrospective of what's changed in the last 21 years.
Highlights from 700.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Boy.
Hey, crap. I should have grabbed some stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so we're doing it's Elf on the Shelf Warmer. It's every year we do what we can to help out kids in need. There's a lot of kids out there who have no prospects for getting anything for Christmas. I worked at a children's home and volunteered for the children's home too as a nonprofit for a while. And there are just so many kids out there that just don't get anything at all. My foster kids, soon to be adopted kids, if it wasn't for charity, people giving them things to like Toys for Tots, they wouldn't have gotten anything for Christmas. So, you know, most of us are fortunate enough to be able to, you know, buy toys more or less when we want them. Maybe not always, but it's just a good opportunity to do what we can to help out. And, you know, as toy collectors, you know, one of the things that we always complain about is just all the crap on the shelf that just won't go away. Wave 1 of Earthrise, for most of us, is still sitting out there. Let's go clear the toy aisles, clear the shelves, buy the stuff up, and donate it to a good cause, especially if you can find it on clearance. That's always a good thing. So what you can do is, you know, find a place where you can donate toys, whether you have a local children's home. Don't donate to a thrift shop because they're going to resell it. Unless the thrift shop belongs to a children's home, but I would recommend that you still donate it so that it goes directly to a kid. Toys for Tots, we don't mandate by any stretch that you use Toys for Tots, but it's a well-known charity that gets toys into the hands of kids, and lots of places have drop boxes. So what you do is you snap a picture as you drop off a toy on your favorite social media platform, hashtag Elf on a Shelf Warmer, and we'll reshare it. So and we also set up a process to where you can buy something from Amazon, not an affiliate link, if you don't have an opportunity to drop off. Go to tfradio.net/elf. And yeah, tfradio.net/elf. It'll take you to a wish list that we set up on Amazon. Again, it's not an affiliate link. We get nothing from it. If you wish to use that, what will happen is it will come to me, and I will share a picture of it when I get it. And then when I donate it, I'll snap a picture and share it. I got at least one thing this week. Did I have anything last week?
I think so.
I can't remember, so I'll just go over what I should have grabbed the stuff. I apologize for not doing it. Diecast sent a really cool Bumblebee Rescue Bots Academy race track tower thing that looked really cool. So that's going to help out a kid in need. Mike Mallory, I believe it was Mike, donated this really cool Super Wings robot, like the one that I showed off a couple weeks ago. The one that's kind of like a Mazinger Z / Headmaster deal. So thank you guys for that. I'll share as soon as I have a Dropbox, which will probably be sometime in mid-November. I'll share that out. Obviously, we prefer you to do it yourself, so that you can share the photos. I will take, if you want to go to tfradio.net/elf, I will donate it for you. So
If you have no other options, we're giving you one.
yes, and of course, again, we make nothing off of this except it makes us feel good to help out. So Elf on a Shelf Warmer. It's that time of year. And it's under the Christmas tree right there if you're watching it live or at tfradio.net/Roku or YouTube or any place. You can see my Christmas tree that I have back there. I'll have that up through the holiday season so that we can load it up with toys. What else? There's a new episode of Transform Squadron, episode 26, is up at tfradio.net and on our Patreon at patreon.com/tfradio. It's Rob Springer's podcast. If you're a member of our Patreon, we do a weekly podcast, History on the Fives. This week I was joined by Bob Moser and Sean Hamilton on that, and who are patrons at the Touch tier, and we had a blast recording it. It was a lot of fun. If you're a Touched tier patron, you can be on too. Just hit me up and let me know. Otherwise, it could be me and Spider Bob and Don Voy on a regular basis.
Please sign up.
So right now, I don't think this weekend I have a guest, but if nobody signs up, it'll be them again next weekend. So no, that was a lot. I have to say that was a lot of fun. And that podcast I normally record in like an hour. I mean, in like 20 minutes. That took an hour, and I got it edited down to like 40. So yeah. But it was a lot of fun. It really was. So there's that. Is there any...
Editing is magical.
Yeah. Chris, we just have we posted a new episode of that one episode of Star Trek recently?
So I'm kind of losing track of the days. Let me check the Twitter. I can't check the Twitter because I closed that window. Well, damn. Let me check the folder because that makes sense also. 106 was the last one that went out to the patrons, and that was on the 24th. So I think we're due this weekend.
Cool.
Actually, maybe 105 was the last one that went out to the patrons.
106.
Yeah, 105 was the last one that went to the patrons.
Was it?
Or I haven't edited the other episode
I thought I
yet, which
posted
is
106.
entirely possible. That means I haven't edited this weekend's episode yet. So,
Okay, cool.
woo!
What's the next one? What's the next episode?
That's a very good question. I can tell you we're keeping up with our impromptu theme of episodes about and involving or including characters' pregnancies. Yes, that's right. We did an Enterprise episode in our last recording. So with that theme in mind, you can probably guess, if you have any kind of knowledge of early Enterprise, what episode we did.
Oh, I'm trying to remember who was pregnant.
It's unexpected.
Dr. Phlox?
No, Trip.
Trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
it's the episode I informally referred to as Trip's MPreg adventure. So look forward to that this weekend if you're a patron, or in a couple weeks for everybody else.
I miss Dr. Phlox, by the way.
Yeah, we either agreed during the recording of that or like afterward that Dr. Phlox was probably the best character in the show, and the only one we like genuinely missed from the cast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's much like the Doctor in Voyager. It's all on the strength of the actor John Billingsley bringing that role some much needed personality.
No, it's sort of weird because I love Scott Bakula and Quantum Leap. I think Quantum Leap is a extremely underrated show.
Yeah, and
But
they
I just-
kind of came to the same conclusion conclusion, like Scott Bakula is fine. We like Scott Bakula. He was completely misused in the series,
Yeah.
like most of the cast. We were even sort of praising Jolene Blalock for playing T'Pol so bitchy in this episode because, like, it's perfect for how the episode goes, and the fairly consistent way Enterprise plays the Vulcans in general is just being like these arrogant assholes. Like, Enterprise does interesting, entertaining things and has good ideas, but much like Voyager, it's all mired down in the execution of all those factors.
Don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm going to. So,
Yeah.
one,
Too late.
in hindsight, watching Enterprise now, I forget that Jolene Blalock was partially hired for I don't know, her physical
Fan service.
Yeah, fan service and her physical appearance. But at the time, that was very apparent. Two, my favorite characters at the time were Malcolm and Trip, but now thinking about it, I have no idea why.
I mean, especially when you get the two of them together, they can be fun. But yeah, like Phlox is the actual like character in the cast.
Yeah.
I also like
weird.
Travis pretty well, just for like
Yeah.
the kind of fresh face perspective he put into being a Starfleet officer, from having the most space background of anybody in the show,
Go ahead, Don.
character wise.
Oh, well, one of the people I liked wasn't on the show much, but it was Gary Graham, who I really enjoyed in Alien Nation. He was
Oh
one
yeah,
of the,
Ambassador Saval.
yeah. I've really I used to watch Alienation every week. I loved Alienation. He's a really good actor, but I think he was sort of wasted in that role as just the stereotypical jerk.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say
Vulcan.
Jeffrey Combs.
So, my old friend Tim, Brian, you'll remember, is Op from Ouija. So he and I would jokingly refer to Saval as Ambassador Sykes because of the Alien Nation
Matthew
connection.
Sykes, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay,
Memory lane.
let's talk
But yeah,
about Transformers.
Yeah, we'll have an episode of that out sometime this weekend between whenever I can actually get to editing that and when Brian has a minute to put up on Patreon feed.
Sweet. Okay. Man, I miss Star Trek. Okay, so hey, there's new Star Trek tomorrow. Let's see.
Oh yeah, and the new season's actually pretty good for something I thought was completely unnecessary.
I really liked the last two episodes.
Yeah. Between that and 10 mostly really good episodes of Lower Decks, like, it's been a pretty good year for new Star Trek content,
love Saru.
surprisingly enough.
God, I love Saru. Okay, let's.
Oh yeah, he's really good this
I
season.
need to shut
Sorry.
up. Shut up. Okay. Let's see here. So
We should have done this during pre-show.
yes. Hey, did anybody get anything this week? Chris.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll start with the stuff I can go through quickly because I haven't opened it. So I found a movie masterpiece, Ironhide, for $25 at Ross. I don't know why I bought it because I don't even like this design, but it was $25 and it was right there in front of me, so I bought it.
And it's a movie masterpiece for $25. I mean,
It's a movie masterpiece, though. So like last Christmas-ish, I got movie masterpiece Bumblebee, the Volkswagen one, also for $20 or $25. That's sitting somewhere over there unopened still from last year. At least that, like, I like that design somewhat, and I like Volkswagens in general, so like there is some reason for me to get it. I don't like the character or the design or particularly a GMC top kick, but I mean, I have a problem. I also picked up, I'm kind of just randomly going between topic and off topic here, Mega Constructs single packs, Predator and Dutch. This is, the single pack one is the regular colors Predator. There's the 2-pack, which is a Predator with slight color variances like glowing eyes, and the Dutch in that pack is painted in the like thermographic vision from the Predator's perspective from the movie, which I'll get that too, but I wanted normal versions. This assortment was pretty hard to find because this came out right when Walmart decided we're not carrying Mega Constructs anymore. So I never saw these in person. I had to get these off of Amazon, and it just so happened the Predator has been really expensive on the aftermarket since it came out and was hard to get a hold of, but I found one on Amazon Marketplace for pretty cheap comparatively. Dutch was also pretty cheap, and between that and rewards points, I got the both of these for just a little bit more than what one would cost at retail, so I feel pretty good about that whole thing. Let's see. I got some new non-F aftermarket parts. So this is a set of replacement weapons for Dirge and Ramjet based on the toys, arm cannon, missile launcher, bomb pod things. This comes as a kit that has to be assembled, and I haven't felt up to doing that yet, so it's still in the bag. And then this is a non-F set of just little missile attachments for the Seekers. These are just in gray. They can fit on whatever jet you want them to. They're not color-coded. It's a set of 4. And, as usual, the stuff's all really inexpensive but good quality, so it's nice to have the extra parts around, even if it takes me forever to actually do anything with them. So I actually did get another set of Autobot Alliance Ironhide and Prowl from Amazon, and these have better quality control than my first set, so I'm happy that I kept the pre-order. Ironhide's roof and windshield still don't line up as perfectly as I would like them to. You can probably just make out the little gap there between them, but overall this one has a lot better vehicle mode fitting than my first one. Although, so we were talking about this in the RFC Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. Some of the Ironhides that are shipping now have plastic color mismatch in a weird way. So this leg is slightly lighter than this leg, and it's not a trick of like how the lighting's hitting it, because like if I turned it upside down, I don't think it's showing on the camera, but I did this test in person. Whichever orientation I hold it in, that leg's plastic is a little bit and noticeably lighter than the other leg. It's the same material, should be the same color, but it's not quite. I checked this against my first Ironhide, and that one had both legs the same plastic color. So somewhere along the way, there was some kind of transition in plastic colors or something, and the batches are getting mixed up. Now, with Prowl, I remember specifically when I got that first set commenting how the hood did not want to like lift up all the way to make forming the car work the way it should based on how smokescreen was. This one does not have that problem. It's a lot better. The rear end fitting is a little bit less smooth than the first one. I'm considering taking parts from part old parts and part new parts and making a new Prowl, putting them together to get the best parts of both. But like overall, this second set has been a lot better quality-wise, so dumb as it may be, it has felt like a worthwhile purchase to put down the $40 on 2 more of these. Now onto new stuff. I got in Generation Select's Tiger Track today. That came from Entertainment Earth.
Huh.
I just opened this during pre-show because I was busy with other stuff leading up to this, but it's yellow sideswipe. Frighteningly, all of the yellow is paint.
Oh,
now
at least it matches?
Well, it's frighteningly because I can imagine the paint scratches that are going to develop in this over time. Because hubcap, that cliff jumper mold overall, the shoulders being painted and the way they have to peg together for transformation, paint doesn't survive on those very well, and that's even more apparent on hubcap than it was on cliff jumper. I think this is yellow paint either over yellow plastic or maybe white plastic like the limbs are. So it's not as much of a problem as, say, Sunstreaker, where it's yellow paint over a darker color, which makes it look weird and sometimes kind of green. Like the yellow color on here is actually really nice and rich and vibrant looking. So I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. What I'm not so happy with is the colorless clear windshield / canopy, which hides nothing. That's very ugly, and from Hey Mickey, I was able to get his spares of the roof stickers for Sideswipe and Red Alert from the Toy Hack sets for those toys. I'm thinking I'm going to need to get one of those sets for Tiger Track just to put an opaque roof on here, because this looks really bad without any color. But it's the 12th or 13th use of the Sideswipe mold by now. This one comes with Sideswipe's rifle or Sideswipe's launcher and Red Alert's rifle. So this has all the weapon parts that were produced for this mold originally. The only thing that's missing out of the overall accessory package for this tooling is the light bar, which wouldn't really make sense. Sadly, I got this in the day after I finished shooting the gallery for Sunstreaker, because this would have been a nice thing to toss in at the end. But, I can do a gallery of this and toss Sunstreaker in at the end, and it'll all even out or something. Speaking of Sunstreaker, I wanted to mention this before I forgot. So last week when I was talking about that, I had mentioned I didn't have a chance really to compare Sunstreaker and Wheeljack side by side comprehensively. So I have done that in the meantime and made an interesting discovery. Those two toys do not share a single part.
Huh.
Every single piece of Sunstreaker is new.
Huh.
They have similar engineering, but not identical engineering. It's one of those things where it's very, very hard to say that Sunstreaker is a reuse of Wheeljack, because, in a very functional, practical sense, it's not. Hasbro's new jargon, partial, referring to related toys, which seems to be very, very flexible in how they apply it, is apparently the best fit for this, because it's like they called Prowl a partial off of Siege Prowl, but that's just because they have similar engineering design. That's about as close as you're going to get between Wheeljack and Sunstreaker. It's effectively a brand new toy, which might be why we got Select's exhaust, and then we're getting Select's spin out and cordon to actually get reuses out of those unique parts, which is every part of the toy. Because just running Sunstreaker is not going to really do anything for you for reusing Wheeljack parts. I thought it was just really interesting, though. They're engineered very similarly, but we basically did get two completely different toys, where we thought the later one was going to be just like a retool. The things they can get away with, I guess I will say, in designing and manufacturing Transformers these days just continues to blow my mind, because it's evolving at a pace way faster than it ever did before. Okay, so for actual new stuff this week, I have Run Amok. Diecast talked a little bit about this last week, so I'm just going to go over what I'm pretty sure are new observations I've made since his initial assessment. I transformed this, and I really don't recommend it. I don't recommend transforming this.
Is it the feel of it, or is it...
Well, so, okay, you see these two squares here on the hood? Those are white plastic, unpainted. Mm-hmm. All the rest of the white you can see, paint.
Oh, no.
Every surface on this toy that can or should be painted white is.
Yep. Inside
and out.
That's why it feels so odd in the hand.
It's why it feels odd in the hand, and why the tabs and things feel painful to push together. I put dents in my thumbs getting the fender and door panels to line up and actually sit flush. It is a thoroughly unenjoyable experience, which is a shame, because the engineering on this is actually pretty interesting. And I can see without too much trouble how they would probably squeeze a Trax out of this, or something close to it, in the same vein that they made Wheeljack into Sunstreaker. To whatever degree you want to believe they did, based on what I said a couple minutes ago. So, for basic looks, I really like how this turned out in both modes. I like this, really boxy square car mode that looks like... It looks old, but also kind of modern. And it also looks just like kind of average car looking, which is something I really value in Transformer all modes, because we almost never have that. That's why, as much as Armada Sideswipe is maligned for being a terrible toy, which it otherwise pretty much is, I love that for its vehicle mode. Actually, if they wanted to do this up in blue with the lightning bolt deco on the side and just call it Armada Sideswipe, I think I could live with that. I could live with that.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a Grand Theft Auto car.
Yeah, no, I can see that. It has a little bit of that PS2 polygon thing going on.
It reminded me of whatever that third party was that did the Throttlebots combiner. It reminded me of Searchlight.
Toy World, and the toy was called Aurora, I believe.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Searchlight,
and you can probably still get those for $15 to $20 on Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wish I liked the way it felt to transform this better, because I like how the robot mode turned out, I like how the car turned out, but the process of going between either mode to the other is really not very fun. Like, I think it would probably help if I went in with some sandpaper or a file or something and tried to get the paint off of those tabs and out of the slots they fit into, just to make that part a little bit smoother, or maybe put some shock oil on there or something. Yeah, like, that's a really big sticking point, because the first couple times I tried transforming this, I felt like I was going to snap the tabs off trying to push those panels together, because the paint makes that fitting so tight. This was not designed with this kind of paint coverage in mind, and I really hope Runabout does not have a full body coat of black paint. I would have been completely happy if all the white on this looked like those two little unpainted squares in the middle of the hood, because, like, it's not bright bone white, but it's certainly good enough, and if it made the toy feel better, that would be a well-worthy trade-off. I imagine because Throttlebots are not really well known for their complex decos, they thought that, doing a full-body paint job on this would be a good compromise to keep the look accurate to the original, but still make it not feel like it's just a bare bones, bare plastic toy. I'm not really satisfied with how that's turned out in practice. I would have preferred the bare bones toy. And then I also got Fast Track, and I got, well, crap. Oh, good. I thought my browser crashed because the window disappeared for a second.
I'm like, I thought you got crap, and I'm like, what?
No, that was Run Amok. Okay, so I got Fast Track, I got Fast Track, and I got Fast Track. And
Nice.
I still should have 2 coming, but Target has them on back order. So Fast Track's interesting after having a couple of modulators, because this is very much more a weaponizer. It's got a little flip out ramp connector piece on it if you want to somehow, for some reason, connect a tank to your Micromaster City. But, like, why would you? It doesn't even sound entertaining. But I like the prescribed vehicle mode. It's very little, compact down, like blast buggy kind of thing. It looks really dumb in the best kind of way. It has that, like, 80s little cheap toy thing going on, which is very much in the spirit of what G1 Fast Track was. I kind of like these colors better than what's coming on Rorichi. Like, I appreciate Black Rorichi existing for being such an obscure thing as it is, but, like, I kind of can't say they could do better than the, like, medium gray and bright safety orange tires and gun. That's the best combination, man. And one credit I will give this too, the structural change between the robot and the vehicle is enough to where, like, it took me a few minutes to figure out, okay, how are these supposed to plug in here? Oh, you tap that onto there, and then there's a place for those to plug in. Like, there was actually some, like, moments of reflection on this. It wasn't just like an obvious, okay, put those down there, stack these things on top of it, and now it's a tank, So the spare ones, which I haven't opened yet, because I got these on pre-order in February from Target when they had that buy one get one 50% off sale, and because when Target decided to fulfill the order with these 2 in it, they were on sale. Deluxes were on sale for the week. I ended up getting these for a total of a little under $14 each.
Nice.
So for my large troop builder purchase of the year, I think I'm doing pretty well on that. And when Morichi comes in, whenever that's going to be at this point, that'll be my Guardminder squadron with their commanders, because that's the reason to troop build these, because of Master Force, where Fast Tracks were Guardminders, the minions of Black Zarek, under the command of the Guardminder captain, which was based on Black Rorichi. Fast Track didn't actually have an on-screen appearance in the Headmasters, as best I can recall. And I think that's my entire pile.
Cool. Who else? Don.
All right, I got a couple of things here. I have been buying the '90s Spider-Man figures because, again, that's my favorite Spider-Man series. I know people will say it has its issues, but it was a very good issue, very good follow-up in tone to the X-Men series. So I've been buying select figures from that, not getting all of them. But it's no mystery that I got Mysterio.
Ha ha
Picked
ha.
him
Oh,
up.
Don.
Picked him up. I guess you could say I'm building a mystery. And this is the figure from a line that it's very He-Man like. A lot of the same character and just in different themes. But this is a character that, although he's not my favorite, it's more for if I buy him, I get the rest of the set, which will make me very happy. So I guess all I can say is, booyah.
Cyborg from Teen Titans.
Yeah, Cyborg.
Oh,
from
that's Teen
Titans.
Titans. I guess it is Cyborg from Teen
Yeah,
Titans.
yeah. The good Teen Titans. The
Go.
Oh, it wasn't Go. That's why I didn't immediately click. Okay. Yeah,
I'm
I
going
like
to
that
drop
one.
your call. I don't have the ability, but I'm going to drop your call anyway.
Yeah, all you can
So-
really do is hang up and leave, Don.
Oh, no, you
Take
ain't
your
get off
ball
that
and go home.
easy.
Don, you can't get the others because they didn't make the others yet.
Not yet, but I'm just saying if they are going to do Teen Titans figures in this line, I mean, I'll finally get a decent looking Raven and Starfire because they have not had a good figure at all from the Teen Titans one. On topic was that when I was out looking for Blue Streaks, which I never saw at my Walgreens, was going through their cheap little toys, and I found from my friend Icon45 on Twitter the Ratchet, which I did not know even existed.
Oh yeah.
And then going back a few days later, I found these at the other Walgreens in town, and it was buy two, get one free. So I bought 2 Ratchets and a Grimlock, and I sold the Ratchet for like $10 on eBay. So now I have like $3 a piece in these little figures. So I thought I'll give them a try for $3. So that's be kind of interesting there. I ordered from GameStop, like a lot of people did this last week. And then, of course, I did get Gigawatt. I got
From
him. Which
GameStop? Is that where you got it?
yeah,
I've been
GameStop.
hearing more of that today too.
Yeah, GameStop had him online. I think it was. I'm going to give a shout out. I think it was Preternia on Twitter that originally that was the original post that I saw that they were up, and I went ahead and picked them up. I got 2, one to keep in the box with my boxed Ectotron.
Yeah.
And since I was, getting a few figures, they were out of the Alpha Trion that I wanted from Reaction, but I did pick up the Shrapnel, which I think has some stunning. Again, the card art on these are it's just immaculate. I just love this card art. So I got Shrapnel, and I picked up Astro Train.
Oh, cool.
So I picked up those. The last thing I got.
Has really been like a playset for reaction figures, like just the train or shuttle
Yeah.
mode.
They do play sets for the Planet of the Apes toys. I don't know why they don't do it for Transformers.
Well, they also did the Snake Mountain for their He-Man line too, I believe.
But for the reaction or just the
No, it's just the regular. They're.
no, the reaction Planet of the Apes figures have play sets.
Oh, okay, that I did not know. So again, Astro Train. He's not one of my super favorites, but he's in God Gambit, and I think that is a very good episode. So that's one of my favorites. The last thing I got on topic was some theft, but I like it. One thing is when we got Siege Optimus, it was a super solid, really good looking figure. I think all of us like Siege Optimus. When I got Bumblebee Movie Optimus in Studio Series, I liked it, but it was not as sturdy, I felt, as Siege was. It didn't really clip together. But Black Mamba or Alomech, I'm not sure how, but we think they're connected to Black Mamba, did an upscale version of Studio Series Optimus.
That looks so.
It's definitely bigger.
Yeah, I mean it's bigger. It's got some die-cast in it. They've improved some of the flaws that I had with the regular Studio Series Optimus. Cleans up really good. He's got light up eyes.
How much was it on?
This one was 62 shipped.
That's
Sorry,
not
67.
bad.
67 shipped, I should say.
From China, or where'd you get it?
Show Z store.
Which
So
I think
China?
is based.
Yeah, I believe so. But I mean, it wasn't like from a random person. It was from an actual store. So yeah,
Have you been there?
In spirit, I guess. But so yeah, so I've seen a lot of reviews with him, and that's just one thing I had a problem with the Studio Series Optimus, was that he just wasn't very sturdy and solid, and this looks like it's going to be a lot nicer figure to put him Optimus Prime shelf. So
No, for as big as that looks, like 60 something shipped is not bad at all.
no, and if anyone's interested in taking a look
For
at it,
theft, I mean.
yeah, for theft, of course. But Ben over at Ben's Collectibles did a review, and so if anyone's interested in seeing how it looks and compares, that's what made me want to buy it, is watching his review and seeing how well everything just slunks together versus the Studio Series, which is kind of like fit this, then go back and fit this, and it just.
I like Studio Series 38, but you know.
I do. It's just not. I wanted that figure to be as solid as Siege Optimus, and it just, tactile wise, it doesn't really impress me.
Every time Don mentions Ben's Collectibles, like one of Diecast's hairs fall out.
Well, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to give credit on, if someone got me interested in a figure I hadn't normally been interested in, I want to make sure they get credit, because it was their hard work that made me interested in the figure. So they at least deserve a shout out.
So what reviewer got mentioned in Don's presence enough times to lead to where he is today?
Oh, I don't know. So it took place in the past, so it'd have to be like Consumer Reports or something.
Oh yeah.
No, it was the show with David Horowitz, Brian. If you remember the David Horowitz consumer show back in the
God,
80s.
Fight Back.
I
Was
don't
that it?
remember
Thing
that.
is, it was the TV guide that did you in.
I was the Antiques Roadshow. But I guess that wouldn't count. That's not
Yeah.
really a review show.
Yeah, I think Rob partially remembers it, so at least someone else remembers it, I believe.
I never watched it, but it was on. It was the thing that would be on in place of the cartoon I wanted to see, so I remember it existing.
I think we all probably have a few shows like that around the same context.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, before it was known as Fight Back, I'm just checking on Wikipedia to make sure that my memory was correct. It was known as Consumer Byline.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I just did your job, Brian, and I bought something while we were
What'd you get?
talking. I ordered Gigawatt from GameStop.
Oh, they have it in stock?
Yeah,
According to
said,
Blade Raider.
yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
it said ships November 8th or to the 10th, or I don't know if that's when it's expected to get to me, but yeah, I was like,
I have it ordered for like 3 other places, though.
I know, I'll have extras.
I mean, like,
Oh, I can buy now and pay later.
I know some of you already do, like Don doesn't buy one to keep in package and one to open, but like having 2 of them isn't like the worst thing, because it does look pretty nice in the package.
They have like Easy
It
Pay
does.
built in. That's awesome. I'm going to use that. I'm going to get it for like $750.
$750 now,
Yeah.
$750 more later, and
Yeah.
$750 more later still.
Sweet.
Don, were you done? I'll go. This is what I wanted Matt to be here for. I got Venom Pool.
Is that a thing?
Why?
He's awesome.
Matt and I talked about this. That whole wave is like, I think that Matt and I talked about, the whole wave is just like a complete pass for
Yeah,
me.
just
like,
instant skip. Yeah.
See, it's funny,
Yeah.
like, I want Matt to be here for things I get because I know it will drive him nuts that I have them before he does. Diecast wants Matt to be here for things he has just because it's going to annoy Matt that it exists.
I like that way. It's got a couple Venom characters in it, and I'm good with that.
Doesn't look bad.
No, it's he's. I like him. I don't know.
and there's
Okay.
also like
Oh,
a
that's all that's
companion.
required.
There's also a companion figure, not quite to that, but there's like a big toxin figure that's
Yeah.
in that $29 price point. That's out too, which is
Hmm.
kind of adjacent. to
I think I ordered that from Hasbro Pulse and it hasn't shipped yet. So
That's not a surprise.
Well, my GameStop has it on the shelf. I'm not sure if it's in stock online or not because I don't care anything about the figure, but they did have it in stores.
and talking about off-topic stuff, I have this Red Holiday Idiot.
What?
Are they one of those stormtroopers?
Yeah,
So there are what, 5 different ones of those?
yeah.
That's
I got this
interesting.
dumb Holiday Idiot. And I got this dumb Holiday Idiot.
Well, that's the most interesting looking one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got 3 of the 5.
Christmas stormtroopers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one was from I believe this one was from Best Buy. This one was, where'd you come from?
They don't have retailer stickers on them or anything?
Walmart? No, surprisingly they don't.
Oh,
Weird. Like,
I think
so
this
you
one
bought
was
that in
from
store?
Walmart. No, I ordered them online.
Oh.
You ordered something from Walmart online and you actually like got your order filled and got the thing you ordered?
Oh no, that's right. This was from GameStop.
Oh, that makes more sense.
This was from
Yeah.
Best Buy. This was from GameStop. And this one I had to get in the Target store because it sold out online within a minute.
Seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Okay, so that one looks to be specifically Santa themed. The green one I assume is supposed to be like an elf. What's the other red one supposed to be?
he's got an ugly sweater, and he comes with a
oh
porg.
yeah.
I'm not really sure what you would, but he's got the porg. And the one from Best Buy has the what's that little guy's name? I
Is that a
forget.
Christmas Babu Frick?
Yeah, Babu Frick. That's it. It's
Wow.
Babu Frick.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm not going to open these because I'm thinking this is going to be like a one-off. Like they're not going to do this next year. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping this is like
They're cool looking.
one time.
And
weird
and
thing
if
that
you
they
have
do.
one stormtrooper, you have them all basically. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're missing out on a figure.
And for all of our friends that are maybe into Toku and not in Star Wars, it's basically Gokai Christmas. It's
The only
basically-
two I'm
basically what it
missing-
boils down.
The only two I'm missing so far that I still have on order, they just haven't come in yet, is
Mhm.
Walmart, which
Good luck.
ugh, and Amazon.
Hmm.
So, and they're
Which
all-
at this point it also feels like kind of a toss up because a lot of the people on Twitter I've seen saying like their Ironhide and Prowl orders have been delayed or in some cases dropped, like my Coneheads were that time.
funny you mentioned that because
You did especially well. You actually got the brown shipping carton.
Yeah, I got the brown shipping
fancy.
cartridge box, and I got Prowl and Ironhide, which I'm very happy. I just got them in today, so I didn't have time to open them.
You should open that. I want to see how wildly your plastic colors vary on Ironhide.
I'll take a look. And then the other thing I got is
Tiger Track.
Tiger Track.
which
Nice.
I got from Hasbro Pulse. So if Chris just got his from Entertainment Earth and I got mine from Hasbro Pulse, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think it's just because Entertainment Earth took an unusually long time to actually go from charging me for my order to actually handing it over to FedEx to be delivered.
The only thing that's disappointing about this is that it's Siege, because we're getting all this Earthrise stuff now, and I'm like, oh, Tiger Track's awesome. Oh, it's Siege. I forgot.
Well,
It's a
that's
good mold.
that sideswipe mold was so close to being, an Earth mode car anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Put a roof sticker on there and like it passes really well.
I think somebody has an upgrade with like a set of spoilers for those cars too.
That's a non-F thing, yeah. He does. He has not produced a Tiger Track set yet because he, he matches his own colors for his plastics. He doesn't. I don't think he always gets pre-tinted plastics for his production stuff. I was also pushing him to try to get neon green spoiler set for G2 Sideswipe as an option.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got this week. Well,
Hopefully, a
it's not all
Tiger
I
Track
got,
spoiler
but
will be coming in the future.
It's all I could carry down to,
Oh, yeah.
the basement. There's still a lot more stuff upstairs.
Great. I'm sure your wife is thrilled.
Yeah, she's kind of used to it by now.
So I don't want to.
She'd have to be.
This was not intentional, but I have to say, she's not watching right now. She's not watching. The elf on a shelf warmer thing is like the best excuse when a package comes. Oh, it's the elf on it's the elf on the shelf warmer stuff. I haven't had to use that yet, but I will.
You're waiting.
I'm waiting. I am waiting.
Matt, what did you get this week?
Me, Matt.
Actually, Rob, did you want to talk about Ironhide before I do?
If you don't mind, that would be great.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. I got Ironhide and Prowl as well. I also got Smokescreen. So just to sum up, I've got all 3 of the Datsuns now. I think Smokescreen looks the best. Blue Streak has the best parts fit, and Prowl is there. That's just how my set turned out. I know this varies from figure to figure, but that's pretty much where I am with them. I don't regret any of them, but they're nice figures, and yeah, they're good. Ironhide, I was talking to Hey Mickey and Matt about this on Twitter. Walkie, of course, who is Damn You Willis on Twitter, swapped the parts from his Siege Ironhide to Earthrise, and all the parts that are maroon on Earthrise Ironhide, you can pop everything off of those and slide the mushroom pegs onto Siege Ironhide. And it's not a perfect color match because there is just a little touch of magenta to the red parts on the Earthrise figure. But to the naked eye, at least in my lighting, it is a much better match than what Earthrise Ironhide comes with. So I just did that for myself this evening after just basically pointing Mickey and Matt to it. And yeah, tried it for myself. I do prefer how it looks. I'm glad I did it. I got one of those early Ironhides where I had to do light modifications, like Chris said, to get the flaps to sit properly. So the parts fit is actually not quite as good as it was with its native frame, but it's not bad enough to really worry about either because it just looks that much better. So I got those things, and my off-topic thing is I got the entry grade Gundam, which is a 1/144 scale, which is the smaller of the 2 standard scales kit of the original Gundam, which does not require any tools to assemble, is in full color, and is $8. And I have not assembled that yet, but I am looking forward to it. And that's pretty much everything I got.
Before Matt goes, I did forget one thing. Emmett Sresovich, one of our touched patrons, sent me from my Amazon wish list one of those Tamashi stage effect sets. He sent me the beige crater impact set.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, I left it in the other room, so I can't show it on stream. I shout out to him on Twitter for that. I don't know if he's actually got a Twitter account, so I wanted to make sure to mention it during the show so he would catch it this way. Emmett, thank you so much for that. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to throw that into some photos and trying to find some fun stuff to do with that and the Tamashi rocks I had before. That should be nice to fill out some interesting set pieces with. So thank you very much for that.
My Ironhide plastics seem to match fine.
Yeah. So what you're looking for is the back of the legs.
Yeah, they match.
Okay.
I mean, they're darker than the outer panels.
Yeah.
but
No,
you
it's a
can-
difference between the two.
Yeah,
where
no, they
one will be
match.
subtly lighter.
Nope, not that I can see.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it doesn't seem to be like it seems to be kind of a toss-up whether you'll get one that matches or not.
Yeah, the one thing I forgot to mention before I throw it over to Matt is the fact that the maroon parts I moved over to Siege Ironhide just because the shapes and the surfaces on Siege Ironhide are not as smooth and uniform as the Earthrise figure. They really don't look that out of place on the Siege figure. It doesn't look bad at all. So it's a net gain for Earthrise. It's a lateral move for Siege. So it's also entirely reversible if you decide you don't like it. So it's worth a
Oh
shot.
yeah, it takes like 2 minutes.
My favorite kind of customization.
Yes.
Cool. Matt?
Okay, so I got today Tiger Track from Pulse,
Jealous. Tomorrow.
and yeah, the yellows all look really good on him. Like it matches across the whole toy, which is rare for a yellow toy. Yeah, so that was good. And I got the Siege or the Earthrise Prowl and Ironhide. You know, here's my kit bashed Ironhide. He's got all of the Siege weapons and the drill from the Centurion drone and his van roof shield cape. But Prowl really nice. Like I love this Dotson mold, and I'm gonna cry whenever in 4 years all their legs shatter because they're clear plastic. But yeah, Ironhide, like the reds vary wildly on this toy from paint to plastic. Like
And from plastic to plastic.
yeah, like it's kind of a muted, faded red, which, I mean, since I've switched parts, it bothers me less. But like straight out of the box, I switched everything. Some of these parts that come on this thing are straight up like magenta that you would want on a hot rod toy, not an Ironhide toy.
I can agree with that.
Like, yeah, people would love that if that was on a hot rod toy. But so yeah, I popped off the arms at the bicep mushroom peg and switched them out, and then switched out the hands and the legs at the upper thigh on that mushroom peg, and just stripped all the kibble off the tire, all the panels in the feet, and switched them with the Siege toy, and it looks vastly better. So
one pro tip for you, if you've given your crosshairs a target master of some stripe, the hammer missile launcher thing that came with crosshairs actually is a much better visual match with Earthrise Ironhide than Siege Ironhide's hammer launcher thing. Or you can give him two hammers.
well, I've already got stuff pegged onto his arm. Like, he's pretty well loaded out as it is.
Okay, but two hammers.
Oh yeah, he's got more 5mm pegs. You just got to figure out where to put stuff.
If he had two hammers, he could hammer in the morning and hammer in the evening.
And that's all I got this week. Just those.
Why have a hammer when you can have a mace?
But if you have a hammer, did you hammer in the morning? John, did you get anything?
I'm getting over that transition.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what I got a poor transition this week. That's what I got. Let's see here. What did I get? I got or I found at Target all of Wave 3 of the deluxes except for Runabout. Interestingly enough, for like unrelated reasons, whatever. I was at the same Target back-to-back days.
Front of muck.
And so I found Sunstreaker, Fast Track, and Trailbreaker on day one. And then I came back the next day and just went by and saw that they had cracked open like a second case or whatever. And there was a Sunstreaker and Trailbreaker. So I've missed I've missed my my Decepticon white 1980s hatchback twice in 2 straight days, interestingly enough. So he's a hot seller. That is
I
empirical.
think I think it might be one to a case. I'm not sure.
I believe it. Because well, also, you know what? I don't know. He's probably pretty striking on the peg, so I can also see like a kid gravitating towards him and or Sunstreaker pretty easily. So they definitely like jump out. Anyway, the I can confirm the yellow on Sunstreaker is atrocious. So put me on that.
American
that,
cheese
petition. It is horrendous. I even showed it to my wife, and she grimaced. And she's not a. I didn't even tell her why. I just showed her the toy, and she just kind of like gave it.
Are you sure it wasn't just like general disgust at you buying toys?
Nah, she's been conditioned at this point.
I kind of figured, but the joke it was too good to pass up.
Anyway, his yellow matching's a joke. XV. And then I got Ironhide and Prowl. Here's the deal with Prowl. I would be okay with Prowl, but speaking of Walkie, he painted his Prowl's thighs silver, and it looks 1,000% better when you paint with this mold. Like right now, like his entire midsection, basically because of like the his color scheme. Earthrise Prowl is black between his like chest and knees. And if he had silver thighs, he would have been like at least 43% better. So anyway, so now the grass is greener. He's been ruined for me, and I'm for whatever reason, I'm resistant to do that myself, even though I have all the tools and the paint in a drawer next to me. Probably just because, like, in theory, this 2-pack is hardish to get, or it's just not like this is going to be on clearance at Target, and I could, in theory, just go buy and have a second one at this point. So I'm kind of holding on tight to this guy, but he would look better with some silver here and there, and also a silver gun. Hello, he's got just a white pistol, and if that was like gunmetal or silver chrome or metallic silver, it would have looked awesome. Anyway,
that's all right. That gun's gonna break real soon anyway, so it won't matter.
So
and you can easily fix it for Chrome. Just go and get one of those Chrome markers from like a Michaels or a Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah. Chrome and metallic like silver is one of the easiest paints to apply to a toy for sure. It goes on clean and it looks nice, and it's usually pretty hard to see brush strokes like other colors. So yeah, I mean for sure that's an easy. It's an easy application of all things. Anyway, and then who am I kidding? Coming soon to eBay, I'm sure is like a $40 filler kit that comes with like, a 3D printed silver Prowl blaster, and then gigantic filler parts for his very empty legs. I know that's coming to eBay. And then also, I'm sure they're going to do a Sunstreaker filler kit, because I've been spoiled by these filler kits that again like retail for like $1,000 on eBay, but because of them, I can't unsee the massive gaps that are in Sunstreaker's legs, and they're not his fault because he's just a normal retail toy. Like he was born this way, but I just know that it's a thing now to like make him a mini masterpiece. For just an additional $40.
But what shade of yellow will the filler kits be?
They got to match his legs, right? Like that's the thing. It's got to match the plastic next
You
to
could
it.
repaint them both to match.
Or you could introduce a third shade.
That's the most likely outcome, I think. Also, on the topic of like filler parts and stuff, Nanef has said there is a set in the future for the Earthrise Datsuns, possibly as soon as next month.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Well, Chris, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, with Sunstreaker and Tiger Track being the same price point, why did Tiger Track get the paint and Sunstreaker left the factory so mismatched? Why, if they're the same price point toy being sold across the board, I'd have to imagine the selects might cost a little bit more at cost to them with using a new box versus using an old box, maybe slightly with artwork tweaks. Why did Tiger Tracks get the paint and Sunstreaker didn't? When Sunstreaker is more of a known name commodity for the line.
I have a guess on that.
I have a guess too, that the factory got the Pantone wrong for the plastic colors.
Oh, that's probably a good guess too. My guess was going to be that the Tiger Track mold is already paid for itself, so it's able to have more paint.
Yeah, I mean, like there definitely would have to be an element of that.
Better margins too.
Also, since Run Amok is in the same assortment as Sunstreak and has the full body coat of paint, you could also assume that what otherwise would have been a Sunstreaker full body coat of paint went to Run Amok instead.
That makes sense.
And you got to imagine that the
I just-
margin's better than what they would get with Walmart, Target, using Pulse and whatever else.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, John. I did not mean to derail you like that.
Oh no.
We all contributed.
Jumping back on the rails real quick, and then I'll be done. I will say that I really do like the Sunstreaker molds, and so I'm looking forward to the Selects 2-pack, which fingers crossed will have better color matching. But I do like the mold. I think it's really good, and I will note that we at least know who is responsible for the orange matching on HasLab Unicron. We met her in that video, so she was probably kind of like very nervously just kind of explaining how important it was to color match $12,000 HasLab Unicron. We know her. We've seen her face. She's immortalized in that video. So on the small chance that she's also responsible for Sunstreaker at $20, I'm going to give her a mulligan and say this was practice.
So I cannot imagine that a Hasbro Deco artist would actually leave the office something that looks like that Sunstreaker. I have to think that is a factory screw up.
Yeah, it's a fact. I mean, there's a million reasons why it could happen, but it happened. And anyway, it is what it is.
What video are you
I think
talking
it's
about?
good. Also, real quick, I love. I really hope that they continue the gimmick of weaponizers. Even I know we're doing fossilizers, and they're spiritually the same thing, but I would really like a return, or just kind of enduring with this pull apart transformer gimmick. I think it's fun. I think when the transformers are designed around it, and
Junky.
Junkions, Rack and Ruin.
yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. And again, like they don't count as shell formers or anything like that when they're designed to be pulled apart like this. I just think it's really fun. It's very toyetic, and it actually is. It is like a cheat to pull off a really good robot mode if you want, because you're taking a hammer to it, like it's shattering and then reconstructing. So there's all kinds of reasons to keep doing it, and it's really awesome, and I really like him. So that's it for me.
Okay, and for just listeners and viewers right now, just a note, it's we're over an hour into the show, and we're still on what we got this week. Hey, and that's because there's not a lot of news. So Chris is frozen on my side. Chris, are you there? I'd like to have Chris here for the crap I got.
Why?
Oh, I'm sure. Give him a second.
I don't know. Chris always has. Well, actually, he has most everything I have, and if I have any comments on it, I just want to get his feedback. So, but I also don't want to add it either. So I'll just go ahead and talk about the crap I got. So, cause I'm lazy and it just takes time. So I got the Amazon Prowl and Ironhide set. I've read online where a lot of people think that Ironhide is a mess, and today when I started fiddling with it, yeah, it's kind of a mess. It's just an odd transformer, Ironhide, Chris. It's just sort of an odd deal. I want to like it just from the look, because I actually think it looks pretty good, but the transformation panels and stuff, it's just kind of a mess. Not a big fan.
Is your opinion of him significantly different than Siege?
I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember.
No, it is a really weird thing because they really did take Siege Ironhide and just slap a bunch of new pieces onto it and basically wrapped an Earth van around the existing toy.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to make it weird. I don't think this is something they had necessarily planned from the outset designing Siege Ironhide, at least not to any complete degree. This feels like something that they came up with much later in the process.
Yeah.
Unusually for how these things tend to go now.
Chris mentioned Run Amok. I got Run Amok. The paint on it just makes it feel so odd. The fact that it's so white gives me an odd impression. So just in general, I have an odd vibe with it, but it's nice.
And it's blinding me on your camera too because it's so white.
That's true.
But yeah, it feels grainy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
A toy that I've spent no time with, unfortunately, I just haven't had a lot of time, is Sunstreaker. So I'll have Sunstreaker tomorrow. I mean, I'll have Tiger Track tomorrow, so it'll be nice
That makes
to
more
compare.
sense.
It'll be nice to compare the two. Yeah. So
It's not going to be nice to compare the two. Spoilers.
okay. Yeah.
It's just going to make Sunstreaker seem worse.
Fast Track, Trailbreaker, who I really like.
Yeah.
I really like Trailbreaker. It gives me a good G1 vibe. Not that G1 is the be all end all, but that's what they're going for. So I think they did a darn good job of capturing maybe not the literal aesthetic of G1, but everyone's mental recollection of G1. So I think that came across really well. Then mostly off-topic stuff. I've got one on-topic thing. Many Faces came from Origins. I really like.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that. So, Many Faces came. Crap. There's a bunch of.
Is he going to have a face-off with the Quintesson?
He'd lose.
Only by 2.
Yeah.
It's a pretty close race.
It depends on how many Quintessons he has.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brian, are you getting Snake Mountain?
Wait. They're doing Snake Mountain.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like $75 for pre-order on Walmart.com.
Oh, well, good luck ever getting it.
They have Castle Grayskull. They're doing Snake Mountain as well.
Say that again.
No, that was Grayskull. I'm sorry.
Triptychon.
No, they're doing Snake Mountain. Pixel Dan has a big old review. It's like as big as his basement.
That's for the classics, isn't it?
It works for both.
Oh,
Yeah, the Snake Mountain's a Super 7 thing, right?
Yeah, it works for both.
Nah,
Whatever.
But it's much more
Mad-
expensive, right?
yeah, I'm not
It
doing
is
that.
super expensive, super huge, and really impressive if you like Masters of the Universe, and you can track the insanity that all these revival lines are clashing together. But it scales with either line pretty well.
Yeah, I better not. I'll like the Castle Grayskull from Walmart.com is like $60 or $70. That's much more reasonable than that. So
That's surprisingly reasonable, actually.
it is. And I've got something else to say about something in that vein here in a minute. Just a bunch of other random crap that came. Kang from Marvel Legends. Either my first or second Cobra Commander. I don't remember. Definitely my second Red Ninja. This is from Pulse. What is this? Gung Ho. Just a bunch of Preternia or somebody shared this last week. Some more of the Spider-Man Classics figures that were on clearance from Amazon or low price. So I got Peter Parker and the weird Mary Jane Gwen Stacy
That is weird.
Chimera deal. It's not really a Chimera, but it's odd.
It's so weird, and I think it was Chris McFeely that was talking about this originally. Like, the packaging style is so, like, leaning into the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, but basically nothing in that line actually is from or based on the 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
The Mysterio colors are correct. more or
Okay,
less.
but I mean, that's pretty much just Mysterio colors.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, no, there was an Electro in that line, wasn't there? That looked kind of like the Electro that appeared in, like, 2 episodes of Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, they mostly dealt with Shocker. Shocker, that was like his series. Let's see. Yeah, let's see here. This is big. So,
They made Electro the son of Red Skull.
Yeah,
oh dear God.
that was a weird.
Spider-Man
Couple episodes.
got kind of weird after, like, the 4th season.
It's a crappy show. So it really is.
Kinda.
I'm sorry, Don. I agree with him. I'll defend the X-Men series with you.
Yeah, it's
but
no
Spider-Man
Fox
one is
X-Men.
bad.
So, talking about Masters of the Universe, there was that Funko Primal Age toy line, and somebody that shared this on Twitter, and I didn't even realize it existed. It's the Bat Cave from
Oh yeah.
from Primal Age. So it's the same size, roughly, or almost exactly, as Castle Grayskull. And it's basically the Bat Cave, but it doubles as a Masters of the Universe playset. It's the perfect size, of course, because that Primal Age line is just a copy of Masters of the Universe. $50 on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
totally reasonable.
There's probably more than $50 worth of plastic in that thing.
Yeah, I mean it's just like vacuumized plastic. Whatever we were talking, vacuum formed plastic, like we were talking before. So it's honestly, it's really easy to make.
You were tweeting about that earlier this week, weren't you?
Yeah.
Or over the weekend.
Yeah. I wasn't going to mention this, but I saw it. Might as well. Because people are interested. Garbage Pail Kids 35th anniversary popped up. I got this on Amazon. I'm kind of fatigued from Garbage Pail Kids, and the thing with this, there's some new cards in it, but it's mostly reprints of stuff that I have dozens and dozens of copies of from like when I've been overbuying stuff for the last few years. So I think I'm probably done collecting Garbage Pail Kids.
Well, for this season.
Yeah. Nothing here's that great. This makes me so happy though. I first saw this online years ago, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jaru. Jaru, they're the toy manufacturer of like really crappy licensed toys. Like, if there was a Knight Rider toy that's like a Knight Rider dog tag, which makes no sense, or or a Popeye bouncy ball with Popeye's head in it, which is a real thing, and I have. It was
A
probably
Spock helmet.
no. It's normally something that would fit on a card that you could buy at a gas station.
Gotcha.
I just learned that the Spock helmet existed in the 70s, and that just still kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, I have quite. I have. Go ahead.
I think the Spock helmet was actually a Mego thing, but
That would make
probably.
sense. Yeah, but Jaru they just make crappy toys for poor kids, basically, is what it is.
The
And
LJN of toys, Night Sword says.
that makes sense. So that makes perfect sense. This is something that I wanted for years. It's from my favorite TV show, and it is a MASH sunglasses on card. On card. The card is beautiful. It's from 1981. The card is in perfect shape, more or less.
it looks brand new.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the sunglasses say MASH on them. This was on eBay. The seller pointed out that this was bought at an estate sale, which is where it's going to wind up at my estate sale once I'm dead.
We laugh, but it's actually really sad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I'm going to try to clear out a lot of this stuff, but this is one thing I'm going to keep. Kim or my kids one are going to have to sell this or toss it at some point after I'm dead. So, but yeah, this makes me happy. I'm actually going to look for a nice like plastic case to put it in so I can display it. I'm not embarrassed to say how much I paid for it. It was only like $30. So it could have been a lot worse.
I'm now picturing Brian with a single detolf with a single spotlight, and all that's in the detolf is that one pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, but I love this. So I'm very pleased. And Don disappeared. So
That's what happens when you make fun of detolfs.
yeah, very happy to have this in my life. Something I've wanted since I was a kid, and it was much more impressive in my mind than it ended up being in real life, though it's not bad, is the G.I. Joe Bridge Layer.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I always wanted this, and for whatever reason, I knew it wasn't, but as a kid, I thought this was mechanized. It's not. I knew that.
No.
But owning it, it was like, oh, it's not mechanized. But it's not bad, and it was pretty inexpensive. The number of G.I. Joe vehicles that I want. I was going to say need that I want but don't have. Slowly dwindling. I mean, there's still several, but the ones that I've wanted as a kid. Actually, now it's mostly play sets that I really want that I don't have that I'll probably never afford. But I've got the bridge layer.
I kind of think it's just cool that existed.
Yeah. Last thing, not a big deal, but it goes back to 12, 14, 15 years ago when I was selling off a lot of my collection when I thought that I was downsizing and going to move. And I got rid of most of my G1 stuff, a good chunk of my G1 stuff. One of the things that I sold and never got back until now was a G1 Swoop. So,
nice.
Hey, Swoop. Welcome back home. So, yeah, I've got Swoop. That's it. So, I'd love to have the Diaclone. Except for, what I would actually want would be like what they did for not Titan's Return,
Power of the Primes.
Power of the Primes, which is where they did the blue and the gray body, where the Diaclone, I think, was blue and gold. It just didn't look right, so, for my taste. But yeah, so, Swoop. And that's it. And it's an hour and 48 minutes into the show. Of course, the edited version of the show will be shorter. Unless you're watching the video.
No, it's an hour and 18 minutes in the show.
Oh,
yeah,
hour
we
and 18.
started at 8:30.
Oh, well, I feel better now.
Slightly better.
Yeah. I'm going on not a lot of sleep. So, yeah. So, yeah, the edited version of the podcast will be shorter. The video will probably be about the same. Yeah, I go and do some tweaking and stuff, but I do minimal editing of the video as long as I can. Get around it. Okay, so jump into the news. Not a whole lot. I don't even know that I want to talk about this, but it was posted on RFC news desk. Chris, you posted this. Is this worth talking about?
Well, just on the basis that the matter of how Masterpiece version 2 Starscream would transform has been something that's come up a few times, and the new Figure King magazine issue has a little bit of detail on that, showing how you might remember I made a particular point of like, why are there these extra hinges on the wing that don't seem to do anything? Now we know what they do, and it's the most annoying, frustrating, insulting thing. So what happens here, this is kind of like how MP44 works, taking the whole ab and stuffing it into the legs, except in reverse. So this takes like the back half of the jet, the parts that can't just like cleanly integrate into the robot mode, and folds them up into the wings. So those hinges are for the wing panels to open up so that you can stuff part of the back half of the fuselage and the vertical stabilizers up into the flight wings for the robot mode.
Don't buy Masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm done with Masterpiece. I'm done with Masterpiece.
Yeah, don't
as soon
buy
as
Masterpiece.
as soon as I get spin out, that's it. No more for me.
Magazine stages are basically just War for Cybertron series stuff, mostly Takara Tomy exclusive.
Yeah, I think we're losing Chris.
We're losing Chris again. Yeah.
Yeah, I am done with Masterpiece, but I'm not. I am in my heart. I'm done with Masterpiece, but in my wallet, I'm still buying it because I need to talk about it.
I think Starscream looks good, and he's not $400, so I'll probably get him.
Anyway, the Starscream thing is the only thing worth really talking about in these scans, because the rest of it is just the Takara Tomy releases of a lot of Earthrise and Netflix Siege-related stuff, and another shot of the reversion to Abominus. So it's a lot of rerun stuff and proving how Masterpiece is too far up its own butt at this point.
Yeah, Masterpiece just needs to stop.
Well, Masterpiece needs to take a few years off until they get a different designer to come and work on it.
That's fair.
Because I think Sideswipe and the Dotson family, I think that was Shogo Hasui leading the design on those.
Yeah, Hasui-san needs to come back to the line, please.
Yeah, I mean, those were generally really well-regarded figures for
Mhm.
what they were, and Masterpiece has gotten so far away from that, and I think it's Masterpiece to me. I know we're kind of going off a field here. Masterpiece to me right now feels like what mainline Transformers did during Revenge of the Fallen, where they're making these toys more and more complicated, basically just because they can.
Yep.
Is an engineering challenge. It's almost like a trophy for the designers and the engineers making this stuff. Just to like, it's an achievement. It's a personal achievement thing at this point, I think.
And
Yeah, they're also making them far more fiddly and fragile.
well, yeah, exactly. I was
Like
gonna say,
Revenge of the Fallen.
it's a personal achievement for the owners of these toys not to break or stress them.
Yeah, and it's a personal achievement for the designers to be able to like point at that and say, "I did that." You can't play with that because nobody without a degree can figure out how to play with that. But I made.
Oh,
that.
even with a degree, it's yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like an English lit degree, you're not going to get very far with that. But you know,
No, honestly, I think everything after Inferno has been down.
That's-
Like Inferno was peak Masterpiece, and everything else has just been downhill.
yeah, and Inferno even hit the aesthetic that they've been trying for since like I don't even know Hot Rod.
I just want to point out before we move that some of the smartest people I know have an English lit degree.
Okay, an art history degree. How about that?
I actually wanted to major in art history, and I can mostly transfer these things.
And like I wanted to major in like language studies.
Oh yeah, like
we all have
philology
these things that
or-
like what
like philology or something else.
or etymology. Like I didn't have like a specific thing, but like the evolution of language and how language changes and like the way people use language, all of those, the whole thing together. Also, psychology was something that really interested me too.
So like
we all have these things that like scratch at our brains that we really would have liked to study, even though they had no practical value in what our lives
I
were going to
just
be.
want to point out, like the smart person I was talking about has the English lit degree, is also married to an incredibly smart person who has a degree in philology. Okay, so
I mean, it feels like those two things go together, so that kind of makes sense.
well, but the person who has the English lit degree is more of a software engineer type. It just happens to have an English degree. Okay,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know why I'm mentioning this.
We,
Actually,
we sure don't have news this week.
exactly. So, not as I put it here in the show notes. Not sure why, but Golden Lagoon stuff hits Hasbro Pulse.
Somebody on Twitter told me it was the 35th anniversary of the episode.
It is, and we mentioned that on
That
the
doesn't-
Okay.
That's literally
Yeah,
this
that
week.
doesn't-
Sure.
That's a horrible reason.
Yeah, that doesn't really answer most of the questions about this.
The 35th anniversary.
I'm
of the
going to
Canadian-
stick with my reasoning, which is somebody found a shipping crate of it in the back of a
Yeah.
warehouse somewhere and went, I'll put it on sale.
The 35th
Yeah.
anniversary of the core was last week.
Yeah,
and we're not
someone
getting
must have been
anything for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
These were all clearanced in
Yeah.
overseas
Most
Asia,
of them-
like
most of them
you know
were clearanced, I
Taobao.
think, yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
And
yeah,
sorry, Don's
but-
lagged.
Like either they had not enough, or everyone wanted these because they're most of them. The only one that's not sold out is Soundwave. No, Soundwave sold out. The only one that's not sold out is the MP10 Golden Lagoon Optimus Prime on Hasbro Pulse. So they obviously
The
did
others
not
sold out?
have a large number of these.
very quickly, yes.
Oh, crap. Okay. We can still buy them, so.
So
Yeah,
Oh my-
I think they only had very small numbers like Diecast is saying, because like just that these things were available to even put up for pre at all is weird, and yeah, selling out that quick, there can't have been that many of them. Also, you mentioned the Core's 35th anniversary. There was the whole thing about the Amazon reissue of Combiner Wars
Yeah.
Devastator, and if that had been announced on schedule, maybe that would have coincided with the 35th anniversary of the Core.
Hey, this week also, the Secret of Omega Supreme is 35th anniversary of that.
Well, we already know there's another production run of Omega Supreme coming
And
next year.
Devastator. Hey. No Robo Smasher, though.
Well, yeah, but Omega Supremes that was already like announced.
Yeah. But what about Robo Smasher?
The Devastator one, I don't think has actually been.
We'll get a Robo Smasher. Okay. So, Don, what were you about to say before you were lagged and cut off? Okay. Don is like just shaking us off. Okay. Okay. So, what else? Hey, Amazon, if you want to pre-order something and have Amazon tell you that it's delayed the day you're supposed to get it, like Thunder Howl was today with me, tfradio.net/Amazon. No, oh God, how do I say this? No, I don't want to scaremonger. Ignore what I was about to say. But if you want to stock up on stuff this time, because it's gonna be a dark winter. So maybe if you want to take advantage of Amazon, and while shipping is good and fast on things for the time being, maybe it's time to do it. Hey, but also the time to do is join our Patreon. And like I said, Sean and Bob were on History on the Fives this week. You can be too if you want to join at the touched level. Go to patreon.com/tfradio, and you can be a touched patron like the following: Kevin Dorsey, Peter Giannakopoulos, Sean Bratton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Jason W. Rye, as people are losing their connection, as the connection is failing here on Google Meet, Sean Hamilton, Mike Mallory, and happy birthday, Mike, today's your birthday, Jason Hiley, Jonathan James, Matthew Deadman, Hector Bones, Nathan Sampy, Spider Bob Moser, Rabbits, Emmett Stresovich, Gaming Fix, Patrick Davidson, Joey Russell, Ryan Bona, and Starscream's Ghost. And Starscream's Ghost shared with me like a really awesome kid shirt on Amazon that I picked up for the 4-year-old, and she's wearing it to school, and she looks awesome. And you can find those folks at tfradio.net/credits. Rob Springer, who is not here, can be found on Twitter at RoboRobSpringer and at zonebase.org. You can find me at bkilby on Instagram, on Twitter, and Brian Kilby on Instagram, and I'm at briankilby.com. And we are basically everywhere. I've hardly mentioned it on the show this week, but you can join us on Discord at tfradio.net/Discord. You can do it right from your browser. So if you're watching live, it's just a great place for everybody to get together. We still have folks on YouTube and high people on YouTube, but Discord is the place to be. Of course, Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hey, people should subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's a good place to watch us live. We could get our YouTube numbers up. Like, we don't really do any content for YouTube other than the live stream, so, but maybe we could, or maybe we won't. But subscribe and find out. That's my pitch. Apple Podcast, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. We're now on Audible, which I found out yesterday. I mean, I knew we were going to be, but we're on it. So if you listen to podcasts and audiobooks, Audible's a good place to do it. You can find show notes for this episode at tfradio.net/699. You can leave us a voicemail at 931-99-GOBOT. It's 931-994-6268. I've got some emails I've been wanting to read, but I just never get to it. Apologies. So maybe we'll try to catch up on those next week.
With an hour and a half of what we get every week, it's kind of hard.
It's hard to squeeze in stuff. Yeah.
Anything else in the show? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Let's see here. John, how do people get a hold of you?
That John D everywhere. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot a couple things I got this week. Do you mind if we start over and go around, one more time, everybody? Is that okay, Brian?
Sure.
Hello? No, it's that John D everywhere still.
Chris.
Playwithphotography.com for my toy photography related stuff. Today, I posted for the first time in ages an article about cameras. I had gotten a actual macro lens finally for my Sony A6100. And since I've been using extension rings for years prior to that, I wrote a piece about like the comparative benefits and like are extension rings worth getting if you can't get a macro lens? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yeah, actually they are. But a macro lens is still better. So that's up on the website right now. I also put up a gallery of Earthrise Sunstreaker, which is currently up for my patrons at the $2 level or higher at patreon.com/playwithphotos. So please consider signing up for that. I don't have the usual preview post up for that on the website yet. I will probably get to that overnight or tomorrow sometime, but there are some photos on my Twitter account at playwithphotos. You can also follow social media at instagram.com/playwithphotography. If you want to follow me personally, I'm on Twitter at ChrisRTXV, and as usual, I have observations of Star Trek and other things. I guess sometimes links to buy toys, and I don't know, just nonsense. I don't know why. But if for some reason you would like to throw things at me and just like do a general nice thing, my Amazon wish list is at tfradio.net/ChrisList. I think that covers it.
Sweet, Rob.
Okay, on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Rob Flails. Figure Reviewers is mostly toys. Rob Flails is my gaming Twitter to go with my YouTube channel, Flail Throughs. Still covering mostly Gundam there. Did finally get back to Gundam Extreme Versus this week, so that is up there. And yeah, it was a pretty good week last week. Got this week's mobile suit, which was oddly obscure. And
What was it?
good. The DJ SER.
Oh wow,
Yeah, which plays pretty well actually. It's fun to
was that
use.
Advance of Zeta?
I think it was somewhere in the Zeta MSV.
Even more obscure then.
Pretty much, yeah. Or
Wow.
actually, I heard it was actually from some like even more obscure like side story called Tyrant Sword of Neophalia or something like that. Yeah,
The sad thing is I actually remember that.
yeah. So
Everything right.
Oh wow, that is so sad. But yeah, so we are getting into the really weird stuff here, and I am
Out
getting
the
that up
weeds.
as I'm getting that up as close to Thursday morning as I can every week. So check out to see what has changed in the game every Thursday morning, and if I've got the new mobile suit, you'll see it then. If you like what I do there, patreon.com/flailthroughs. You can throw me money and make requests in return. And also, if you'd rather just send me stuff, it is tfradio.net/claylist.
Cool. Diecast.
You can follow me on Diecast. You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see all my reviews on tfradio.net/reviews. And if you want to do anything nice for me, I also have a wish list at tfradio.net/diecast list.
And otherwise, you can find him in bed in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that it? Is that everybody? Don.
Yes, I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I don't really have a wish list up, but there is the Massey attack list with bandages, alcohol,
Oh yeah.
video games while I'm recovering, things like that. So not really asking for anything, just it's up there. And if you want to get Massey something, so he doesn't feel guilty
Aw.
about ripping my arms to shred, things like that. But that's it. That's pretty much it.
But he seemed to be acting so sweet in those pictures you tweeted recently.
Yeah, he was being snoozy, but my girlfriend was given for her birthday one of those super soft fleece blankets, like the really super soft ones, and he likes that. He likes to lay on top of the blanket. He likes to lay under the blanket. He just likes the blanket. So I think he's trying to be a good boy, so he'll keep getting access to the blanket.
Cat like soft warm thing. Interesting.
Cool. Okay, I'm looking at Don's list, and I see that the reaction figures, the prices have dropped. So instead of buying one for Don, I'm going to buy one for myself, I think. Maybe I could get one for Don.
What were they, Brian?
Starscream.
I don't remember.
No, Bumblebee and Jazz are both. Well, Jazz is only a couple dollars off. I think I'll just buy one. Okay, cool.
Do they still have? Is Death's Head 2 still on there?
Oh, let me check.
No, I asked him to take that. No, I asked him to take it off, and he was nice enough to do that.
We sent you plenty though, right?
Oh yeah.
The 56K modem is still up there.
Yeah. The negative one of those is one too many.
That's true. Hey,
That's called a buffer underrun, Don. That's actually kind of a problem.
yeah, Google's crapping out on us. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Google.
Bye.
Hey, it's still better than Skype
Way
spec.
to Skype us.
Okay, so there's not going to be a post show. It's crapping out.
Because Google beats. Yeah.
Hey, so people watching live, we're crapping out, and we're just going to go.
And also kind of exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see you next
Been
week.
a long day.
Yeah.
See
Bye,
everybody.
people.
Goodbye.